due respect, shall I start the meeting?
Sure, sir. Absolutely. Okay.
Principal ma'am, shall I start the meeting?
Principal ma'am, your mic is mute. I request you if you can unmute yourself.
Yes. Yes, we can start this meeting.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Aisha Yasin Bagwan, a student of Ismail Sahib Mullah Law College, Satara, and I have the pleasure of today's moderating. It's also my pleasure to welcome all of you to Ismail Sahib Mullah Law College, Satara's one-day intercollegiate workshop on Supreme Court cases online training. Before we start, let me explain how you can talk to us during the webinar. If you have any questions, just write them into the chat and we will answer them after the speakers have spoken. We will also provide you with the feedback form link after the event is over. Due to global pandemic, our society is in so many ways at tipping point. We need to do so much right now. But one thing that we need most of all is the voices of conviction, voices of reason to help guide us through these difficult times. We present to you a session of one such voice. Honorable Shri Chetan Singhil, Manager, Learning Department, SCC Online, EBC. With that, I had like to request Dr. Sujata S. Pawar, Principal, Ismail Sahib Mullah Law College, Satara, to address the welcome of this session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Aisha. A warm welcome and good morning to you all. Today's distinguished guests and speakers, Honorable Shri Chetan Singhil, the other authorities from Supreme Court case online, namely Mr. Sanjay, Mr. Rajesh Raina, and other dignitaries from Supreme Court cases online. We are conducting this activity as a lead college activity this time with 7 law colleges and their students which are affiliated to Shivaji University, Kolhapur. The reason why we are taking this as a lead college activity is that when last year we had the training session from Supreme Court case online for our law college student itself, we realized that the students' response to this training program was very enthusiastic and enormous. And we thought, why not all students, all law students from other law colleges as well should join this training program. And that is the reason why we are giving this opportunity to all the students to have this training session given by the experts from Supreme Court case online. To give some introduction about the speakers, Shri Chetan Singhil, he has already taken a training session last year, and this year also he will be explaining us in his very lucid style how to use this software of Supreme Court cases online. This software is a part of web store which is divided, the origin belongs to EBC. EBC has done a pioneering work by creating a complete index digest of all case law of Indian Supreme Court from its inception in 1950 till this date. It is a proven source for quick and intelligent retrieval of case law precedents of Supreme Court of India. EBC Web Store is a largest online store for legal products offering real-time information on over 3 lakh plus titles of law books and other related materials in the print, electronic and web format. The web-based version of these products have also been made available since 2009. The foundations of intellectual striving and excellence at EBC were laid down by the founders, who emphasized uncompromising intellectual rigor, painstaking attention to detail, meticulous referencing and research to ensure authenticity and reliability in every publication that they brought out. Supreme Court Online, Supreme Court Cases Online, that is popularly known as SCCO, is such a hallmark of quality, perfection, and highest standards possible. Therefore, it makes it a vital and integral part of the legal system itself, indispensable for law students to have proficiency in. EBC Webster offers various online publications. Supreme Court Cases Online Web Edition contains more than 270 databases, over 2.7 million documents, and over 12.5 million pages. Supreme Court Cases Online Case Finder information databases and search programs and CD-ROM is a proven source of quick retrieval of case law precedents. In today's digital life, it is very important that information which we seek is available across various devices to facilitate convenient access with interactive functionality on a mobile browser in a faster, user-friendly way for all law students, the budding lawyers of tomorrow. So without taking much of your time, I think we all are eager to hear the guidance of Shri Chetan Singh Gill from Supreme Court Cases Online, who is the manager of Learning Department of SCCO. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Rare Shikshan Samstha, Ismail Sahib Mullah Law College, and I hope that today's session will give real-time inputs to our law students from all the law colleges affiliated to Shivaji University. Let me tell you that almost more than 600 students have joined today's session with high hopes. So I hand over the mic to you for the training session, Honorable Shri Chetan Singh Gill.
Ma'am, thank you so much. I think you have raised the stakes really, really high for us. And like you said, it's been a pleasure working with you. We have taken one session, and I think this is the third session we are doing together. And I think every time we learn something, rather than just making you something learn or showing something to other people, I think we also learn. So I think with the same thought, with the same perspective today, we will start the session. First of all, I would like to apologize for the inconvenience and for the delay in the start. There were some technical issues at my end. And that's why I would like to apologize for taking some extra time of yours. But that being taken care of, I think one thing that we learned from this hiccup that we had in the morning, that we should not bow down towards the when we see a problem. We should find alternatives, and that's what we did. We found an alternative, and now we are on a new link, and this training is now going on. My name is Chetan Singh. I'm the trainer with SCC Online. With me, I have my my major key players in my team. I have Jyoti Chauhan, I have Mr. Rajesh Raina, and I have Mr. Mohit Singh. Together, we'll all 3-4 of us will be taking this session. The session is not to promote SCC Online. Let me be very, very clear with this. It's never intent to tell the student that you should only use SCC Online. Rather, and this is being recorded, and I would still say it, rather I would say that you should use all the legal research softwares. You should not rely on one legal software. The reason why I'm saying that is because I've been doing research from past almost 9 years now. And one software is not good enough. You need to go and you need to learn all the softwares, because you never know when which software would be would you be required to use. Having said that, there has to be one software that should be your favorite software, the software that should be your go-to software. So as you're starting the journey, even if you are in the final years, I will still say that you're still starting a journey. In the start of your journey, you need to choose that one software that will be your go-to software. That can be SCC, that can be your Supreme Court website, can be LexisNexis, can be Westlaw, can be any other software for that matter. But you need to choose it now. In today's session, I will talk about how the research can be simplified and how the research time can be decreased, can be reduced from hours and hours to few minutes. This sounds very intimidating, that legal research, when you start a legal research, is so much. Like ma'am had already given a wonderful introduction of SCC Online with showcasing the quantum of information that we have. All this information, if it's available, but the research methodology, the research, the process or the system that we have created, if that doesn't work out, what's going to happen? It's going to be like finding a needle in a haystack. And we don't want that. We want things to be simplified. So let's start with the first and the foremost basic thing that we have by now started using and would be referring to, that is Supreme Court of India website. There is one question that I face a lot of time from people, that is, if everything is available for free of cost, if Supreme Court of India is giving me information for free of cost, why should I pay for the software? Why should I pay for any legal research software for that matter? You pay not only for the software, but you pay for the extra value added information that comes with it. Okay, so today we'll start with that. Let me start the session by sharing my screen. I'm going to take you to the Supreme Court of India website. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to do. So this is how the Supreme Court of India website looks like. It's available on your screen. I'm going to show you that you can also use the research methodology that is available on Supreme Court of India website. But I'm also going to talk about the difference between a Supreme Court website judgment and a judgment coming on SCC Online, just to understand why there is a value which is attached to this free information. So let me go with this judgment, and I'm going to go with the judgment date. If I can recall correctly, I'm looking for 2019 judgment. Mohit, do you remember that case, Puttuswamy case? Do you remember the citation or the date of decision of that particular case?
Yeah, 27th of August.
27th?
One second, sir. Let me just check.
I think it was 23rd, maybe. Right now, what we're doing is I'm just looking for a judgment on a particular date. So let me just find that out and submit. What I'm doing is I'm looking for all the judgments which were decided on this particular date. So this is not that date that I was looking for.
Just a second, sir.
So maybe it was not 23rd. It might be 22nd. Let me see that. 3-6. Fine. So what I'm doing is I don't remember I remember the party name, but I just want to go with the date of decision. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going with the date of decision. Is it 2018?
2017, 24th, and the month was 8th. Yes.
So 8th would be August, and 24th.
24th of 2017.
Okay, so I think that's where we were just going wrong. So 24th of August 2017, and I'm just gonna put a captcha over here and submit. Those of you who have not seen the actual judgment which comes from Supreme Court of India, this is the way you can see it. So I'm gonna just click on this. I'm clicking on this English. That's the date. It's gonna give me access to the entire judgment on my screen. Now, if you see, it says in Supreme Court of India, civil original jurisdiction, the petition number is given over there, the party names, and then it says with. with this number, Civil Appeal number 151 of 2013, 152, and others. These are called connected cases, cases which were of the same nature. So rather than sitting down for 10 different cases, Supreme Court decided that we should club all these cases together and give one particular verdict. This is a very common practice that Supreme Court has been doing, and which makes a lot of sense. Now, going ahead with that, we saw this.
Sir, I request you if you can zoom your screen, because on YouTube it's very small.
Okay, thanks, Mohit. So if you can see it on the top, it says reportable over here. Now there are two kinds of judgments when judgment gets decided in the court. They are either reportable or they are non-reportable. Now, what does reportable, non-reportable means? It doesn't mean that the non-reportables cannot be reported or they are, it should be hidden from the public at large. Not really. Reportable and non-reportable is the way the Honorable Lordships tell the publishers, and especially the SCR, the official reporter of Supreme Court of India, to either, to have that importance. That reportable means that the judgment needs to be reported. This is important. And non-reportable means that they can ignore it. You need to understand there's a limitation when you're printing any particular judgments, or judgments for that matter. A book, a volume would have a limit that they can only publish this number of pages. So that's why reportable and non-reportable helps in doing the differentiation. However, when you come to SCC, I will not talk about other publishers. We publish both reportable and non-reportable judgments. So you get both in one. Now let's go further down. We have party name and everything. Let's go further down, and then it says judgment by Justice Chandrachud, and the judgment starts from here. Okay, the judgment is running into 547 pages. You can see on the top. So that's just available over here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do the same search on SCC Online, just to do the comparison between the two, versions of the judgment. So one is this, what you've seen. Let me just go back to SCC, log in quickly. I'm going to talk about the login process anyways with all of you, but just let's stick to the the question at hand right now. So this is my screen. I have a date with me, but I don't want to go with the date. I'm going to go with this search with the party name, because I know the party name over here. So I'm going to click on this, find by party name. And once it opens up, there it is. It's asking me what is the court that you're looking for judgments from. So is it Supreme Court or High Court? So we all know it. Let me zoom in a bit. Like Mohit said, it'll be easier for you to see it. So if I click on select court, I click on Supreme Court over here, and then it says asking for party name. So what was the party name over here? It was Justice K.S. Puttaswamy retired versus Union of India, right? So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna just go and just write Puttaswamy. That's good enough for me. And search. It gives me a search, K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India. I double click on this. Now it should give me the same judgment, considering we are going with the party name. I see a lot of comments coming on the YouTube right now. I would, though my team is, will be actively responding to your comments. However, if you have any queries, I would request that you can keep the queries for the last. That's when we'll be looking at your the comments and answering the questions one by one. Okay, so keep the questions till the last. Now, once we see this screen, there are a lot of different columns that we see on the screen, but let me just break it down for you. Now, if you see this, the first column, it says digest notes are 57 and judgment is 1. The 57 was not there in the Supreme Court of India judgment, right? We'll come to that, digest notes. And then you see on the second column, it says Supreme Court J9, decision date, the party name, and the citation. Now, what is the, we all know this, everything. Citation, we all know that what citation means. Now, what does this J9 means? J means it's a full judgment, which is given over here, which is somewhat like what you saw on the Supreme Court of India website. And then you have 9. What does 9 means? 9 means there were 9 judges in the quorum. Could you see it over here? Yes, you can, but you can only see it once you go at the end of the judgment. That's when you will be able to see all the list of judges over here. But over here in the SCC Online, you can see all the judges' name appearing right over here. And now, once you see this, there's something more to it. What is that? If you say before Chief Justice Keher, Justice Chamleshwar, Justice Bobde, and others, out of all the 9 names, there are only few names which are bold and highlighted in blue. Is there a particular reason why they are in bold? Yes. The reason is that these judges are the one who have authored the judgment. So out of 9 judges, only 6 had given their opinion, including the Chief Justice, Justice Agarwal and Justice Nazir probably would be concurring with one of the judges. So you get this information right over here. So that means you are expected to see 6 different parts of this judgment. Okay. Now we'll come to this further. Jump into this. All the related the link cases, all the connected cases that we had listed over here, all these are also available over here. And then we have this index to headnote. Now, what are headnotes? Headnotes are the summary of the cases. We all understand that spending time of 500 pages, because the judgment that we saw on Supreme Court of India website was 500 pages long, 547 to be precise. You can go through the entire judgment. I'm not doubting anyone's skill set over here, but that will take a lot of time. What can we do to save that time? The editorial department, or back in SCC online office, they go through all the judgments on everyone's behalf. And then what they do is they make smaller summaries of the case, right? The summary of the case which talks about, what are the law points which were discussed in the case. Just to break it down and make you things, make this thing simpler to understand, let me make you understand what the headnote means. Now, whenever you talk about a judgment, you tend to give it a name to it, a label to it. Like if you talk about Kasab case, you call it as a Mumbai blast case. If you talk about the Talwar case, the Ayushi Talwar case, you have a name that it's a murder case. Then if you talk about the Babri Masjid case, or the case of the women entry were not allowed in the temple, you're labeling it that it's a women entry you are not allowed in this case. It's Sabrimala case. It's an Ayodhya case. So you tend to give all these labels. But if you take a step back and you ponder upon it for a moment, that whenever you read a judgment, it doesn't really talk about only one factor or one point. It has a lot of points to discuss. Let me break it down for you. Let me tell you that any judgment for that matter, is like a fist, right? And when it says a fist, which means that we tend to label the fist, saying that this is a judgment and all that stuff. However, whenever you start reading the judgment, you realize that this judgment also has other factors which were a contributing factor to the main crime. Let's discuss this with an example. If you talk about a case of, let's say, abduction, yeah. Sorry. Now, do you think that the person would only be charged for abduction? He would have trespassed the property. He would have entered the house without permission, so trespassing. He would have kidnapped the kid, the second point. He would have had like a mental cruelty, so that can be the third point. It can be he called for a ransom. That can be the fourth. And God forbid, he murdered the kid. 5. There are 5 points of law, and he will be charged on all the 5 points. He will not be charged only for one thing, that is the murder or the kidnapping, for that matter. He'll be charged for each and every point, and for each and every point, he will have a, punishment for that particular crime, and those particular years would be added to his final, sentence. So we will only get to see all these 5 points when we read the full judgment. But with the help of Headnotes, you don't have to. Headnotes, what are Headnotes? Let's now understand this. When you see this, it says D9. D means it's a digest note. It's one of the point of law which we discussed. So it says the point of law which we discussed in this case was Constitution of India, Part 3. Interpretation: court should endeavor to expand the reach and ambit of something. Then Constitution of India, Article 32, 136 and 226, along with Preamble 32, 136 and 226 was discussed. Then Article 21, 19, 14, 25, 28 was discussed along with some parts of Preamble. And then going further down, if you keep scrolling down, these are all the headnotes, all the points of law which were discussed in this one case. And to make things more simpler, when you come to the judgment, we have now made a grouping of these headnotes. The first group says there'll be headnotes talking about the key ruling of the court recognizing right to privacy as a basic core fundamental right. The second set of headnotes are talking about nature and facets of right to privacy, the individual as core of constitutional focus, and says short notes from C to V. Then the third group will talk about restriction that may be placed on right to privacy, test and principles for, which is going from short note this to this. And it keeps going down, you'll get that. Now, if I go over to the first grouping, I scroll down further, and the first grouping starts from here. The key ruling of the court recognizing right to privacy as basic core fundamental. And see this. The first point and the second point, which is talking really about this basic privacy as basic core fundamental right, it comes over here. One more thing, if you see this, the preamble, the constitution, all the article numbers are hyperlinked. That means if I click on any of this, it will open that particular article in front of me while I'm reading it, which means that in case I don't understand, and I'm sure a lot of us, when we are in the first year and the initial years of our learning, we do not understand, we do not remember the article numbers on our fingertips. So you can simply click on any of this article numbers or section number for that matter, if the section number comes over here, and you click on it, it will just open Article 14 over here because that's what I've asked for. And Article 14 will just display over here. I can simply read it and then go back to my search. So what I'm doing is I'm getting all this information right at one place. You go scroll further down. This is some bit of the judgment part that has been picked up on this point of law. You scroll further down. Held per incurium, that means what was discussed on this point in the judgment that has been picked up over here and placed it. And you can see it. This was discussed in para number 652. So not only the summary is given, also the part of the judgment as it was discussed in the judgment has been lifted and placed over here so that when you're reading something about it, you're getting the full information. And in case you want to read more about it, you can just simply click on this 652 hyperlink. That is para number. The second one starts from here and so on and so forth. Now let's go further down. This is all the head notes. So let's keep scrolling down. These are all the head notes going on right now. Okay. There's a lot of work which has been done, which are being done by the editorial department. All the head notes and all, everything goes right over here. And now this is the list of cases which were cited in the judgment. Those are also coming right over here. What else? There's something extra in this judgment. Not in all judgments you will be able to find it, what I'm going to show you now. But it's available in this judgment because this was a very important judgment. And what is that? That is this. Summary of arguments. What was discussed, what was pleaded in the court, that is also being mentioned right over here. Who were from the who were from petitioner side, who were from the respondent side. All our names are mentioned over here, and what they spoke in the court, that has also been documented over here. So you are getting to see the arguments or the submissions presented by either of the counsel. And once you're done, once you read all of that, you scroll down furthermore, and after all this, and look at the arrow on the right hand side, you will get an idea what I'm talking about. You know, what all information you have covered, how much information you have covered. You will be able to see it. All that, this cursor, let me scroll down quickly. All this information is only the part of the editorial department. This is something extra. And from here the judgment starts. So whatever that you saw right now, which was just above this, was the value added information. That's one element that I just shown you. There are so many other parts. That's the reason why the publishers ask, and that's what they do. And now if you see over here, if you compare the judgment has been divided into section to facilitate analysis. And that's the same thing. The judgment has been divided into section to facilitate analysis. But there's another thing that says, Justice Chandrachud on behalf of Justice Keher, Justice Agarwal himself, Justice Nazir, Chamleshwar sir, Bobde sir, Nariman sir, Sapri sir, and Kaul sir, all concurring with him. That was not available over there. So this is so much that's been given over here. Okay, these head notes, I'll talk about this in the other examples. Now let's just go back. Let's log out and log in again. If anyone has any question on this, you can put it in the chat. I have a view of the chats on a different screen for me. So if you have any questions on this while I'm logging in, you can please ask that question in the chat of YouTube. Now, we all need to understand that when you log in to SCC Online, you would not be able to log in directly to SCC Online by typing scconline.com. You have to follow that process of logging to your library, your e-library, and getting the remote access to all the databases that we have been doing that. So you need to follow that process. For any further information, you can connect with Anup sir. Anup sir would be able to help you on how to reach this particular page. Once you do all that due diligence, you follow all the process, you click on login. And then there are two options, user login, IP login. You have to always go for IP login. Okay. And you put in your ID over here. So in case once you click on login, it says login ID not registered. If that error message comes in, you need to click on register here. You click on register here, you put in your login ID, you put in your full name, and you click on register login, you will be registered. It'll be just a one-time thing. Okay, but for now, I'm just gonna assume that everyone is logged in, everyone is registered. We're gonna be sharing our email IDs. So in case you have any concern, even after the session gets over, we will be accessible through the email. Yeah, click on login now. And now let's start afresh of how to use the basic, how to do the research on these particular portals. So we understood the main difference between the Supreme Court India website and SCC Online. That's a major difference. Now let's understand how to do research on SCC Online. Whenever you're researching, you are either in a mood wherein you have something on your mind, and you're looking for it. Sometimes you're in a different state. That is, you are researching, but you're not researching a particular thing. You're just researching to update yourself. Now, the reason I am doing this division of two states is because it will decide how you will do search on this particular portal. If you fall in the later one, that is, you want to just update yourself or upskill yourself with the latest information, then my library would be something that would be a friend in the research. However, if you are falling for the former one, which is that you want to do search on a specific topics or a specific thing that you have on your mind or on your hand, then the Research Plus will come in handy. So let's start with first the library part, how it really works. Now, let me give you a scenario, okay? We all go through new topics when we are reading, when we are going through first year, second year, and going till the final year. We keep reading or keep getting acquainted to new things, new topics, which are totally new, and we have no idea what are they talking about. And that's why we are in the college. That's why we're in the university, to learn those things. What if when you're doing a research, you can get something, served on a platter about a particular topic, everything about that topic? Let me show that to you. Now, there are so many features. Let me start with the first one. I'm going to zoom into this and click on this Browse Curated Topics. I click on this. Now, there are few tiles. There are different titles on it has just been shown up. Public law, environmental law, taxation, service law, and others, right? Now, these are as you all know, these are the main topics under which there might be a lot of subtopics. Let's say I click on corporate and commercial law. Now, in corporate and commercial law, there might be a lot of topics which will be under this particular umbrella. And there is the list: aviation law, banking and finance, companies laws, due diligence, insider trading, maritime law, private equity, security law, and others. Depending on what topic you are going through or what topic interests you, you'll click on that topic. For example, let me click on this topic of competition law. If I click on this competition law topic, it says statutory law, rules and regulations, notification, case law, and articles have been kept in one window. Now, as we all know, competition law, Competition Act governs it. But is that all? Let me answer. Let me just, see if you can seek an answer from this. I click on the statutory law. In statutory law, it says the laws, the statutes which are related directly or indirectly to competition law are listed below. Competition Act completely is given over here. If I click on this, the act will be displayed onto the other screen, the side screen. Okay. But then if you see, it says Coconut Committee Act, Section 9. Companies Act, Section 230, 410, and Schedule 5. Electricity Act, several other sections are mentioned over here. Why they are not mentioning the entire act over here? The reason is very simple. Is because the Companies Act as the act completely does not govern the topic of our choice right now, that is competition law. Only few sections relate to that. And if I click on that particular section, this particular section will only open up over here. So what you're doing is, when you're reading a particular topic, you're getting to know all the information, all the acts which are governing or which are related to this particular topic of your choice. Okay? That being said, let me close this. If I click on rules and regulations, all the rules and regulations pertaining to this topic, competition law, are available over here. Either from CCI, major would be from CCI for obvious reasons, but there are some from Compat as well. Click on notifications. All the notifications available on this topic are available over here. And then comes my favorite thing, that is case law. What does case law means? The judgments. Now, we've all been asking and all been striving to get this particular information from different by different means and methods, from different sources. We all want to see landmark judgments on a particular topic. We all want to see the important judgment on a particular topic. Now, this is the answer to that. On the competition law, if you search as a topic, you might get thousands of judgments. But over here, you just have a handful of judgments, probably I think 15 or 20 judgments available over here. These are important judgments, which has changed the face of competition law as a as a point of law. So now if I click on any of this, this will open the judgment right away. And these are those judgments, are handpicked judgments, which has done a big impact in changing the face of, or changing the face of the competition law as a law. So that comes over here. Now you can simply go through all these. The judgments are available over here. You can simply scroll down. You can save them. You can email them. You can print them as well. That is all available right over here. And now if you see, we have already discussed this. Before Justice AKCK Justice Bhushan, that means only one name is in bold. That means only he had authored a judgment. If I click on his name, it takes me to his part of the judgment, from where I can copy a particular paragraph or a one line if I want to. Now we all know this, that how to do copy. We can simply highlight it, do a Control-C, Control-V. It works like a magic. We all been there. We all have done that, and we all swear by the copy-paste feature. However, things have changed a bit. There will be few judgments in SCC which will let you highlight and do the Control-C, Control-V. You'll be able to go ahead with that particular process. However, there will be several judgments which will not let you highlight at all, like this one. So if you try to highlight, I'm trying to highlight, it does not even highlight a single letter. So in these judgments, in such judgments, what you can do is you need to use these icons. You click on this icon to select which paragraphs do you want to copy. So I've taken 4 paragraphs, right? And once I do that 4 paragraphs, I'm going to go on the top. And then there's a icon over here. Let me zoom in a bit. I'm sorry. Let me zoom in a bit. This says a folder with a tick mark. I will click on this, and this will copy all these 4 paragraphs into a different window for me. There we have it. By default, my email address is mentioned over here. I can click on send email. This entire text will be, put it into a body of the email and send it across to me in my inbox. But why do I have to take the pain of clicking 111? Why can't I just highlight? Because this document, that the screen that you were on, it also had the headnotes, and copying the headnote is not allowed as per the company policy. But we cannot stop you from copying the judgment part. So that's why we have made this available. But then, because you have done this extra effort of clicking on these individual icons before each and every paragraph, you get something extra. The extra is this. It says the party name is mentioned over here. And then it also tells you the citation. That this particular party name is CCI versus Bharti Airtel Limited. Citation is at page number is 521. However, this particular paragraph that you're reading is on 534. And from here, whatever you want to select, you can simply highlight it. Highlighting part works over here. Highlight it as much as you want and do a Control-C, Control-V. It will simply be pasted anywhere along with the source and the citation of that particular document that you just copied. Okay. What else can we do over here? I'm sure saving and emailing, everyone knows how you can do it. So I'm not going to get onto that. I'm not going to dwell my time onto that. I'm just going to focus on more important things. I don't know how many of you have gone to the moot court competition or how many have visited the actual courtrooms. One thing I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you know this or not. One thing I'm going to bring to your attention, that in courts, barring the district courts, a few district courts do not, go with this, this thing. That online documents are not allowed. If you take a printout from a website like Google or any other free website like India Qanun, the printouts are not accepted because of the authenticity factor being missing over there. So you have a couple of ways. You can either go to the court itself and take the certified copy by paying a nominal fee for that particular judgment. That is also called as a certified copy, or in local language we call it a dasti copy. And the other way is, the simpler way is, you go to your library, pick up the law report, and do a photocopy of the pages that you need to cite. Both ways will take some time. Now, like Sujata ma'am mentioned in the starting, that we are also publishers. We have been publishing from like almost like 7 decades now. So when we made this software, we made a point that whatever that is we publish in the books should also be available to our online customers. And with that, when you come over here in the print option, we give you 2 options. One is a true print, other one is a non-true print. A non-true print would give you the printout the way it is been appearing on the website right now, which is again a online printout. But if you go to the true print, it will first ask you how many pages of judgment do you need. Do you need the full judgment? Not really. I don't wish to spend so much of resources on the printouts. So let's take 4 pages and click on print. Once I click on print, I would be getting a printout the way it was printed in the law reports. There we go. You can see that. And there we have it, SCC Online True Print logo, my name appearing over here because I've taken the printout. The date I've taken the printout is also mentioned over here. And there we go. The first page, the second page, and others. Now, one thing that I don't know if you have noticed this or not, there's the alphabets, the letters going from A to H on the left and the right hand side of each and every screen. What are these meant for? What are these called, first of all? These are called placatums. Placitum. Placatum. This is an international way of citing and citing a particular paragraph in the court. Now we see this. Now let's suppose you want to cite something from here where demand for POIs made by RJIL were reasonable or not, whether there was any delay or denial in the provisioning of POIs, etc. You cannot, request the judges to, my lord, line number 10, and it says, however, unless try this and that. You don't want the judges to count the number of lines for you. So what do? Either you highlight the particular para in the court. That's what we usually do. But sometimes you are not expecting that this particular para would become a question or would come in handy. In those scenarios, you can use these letters next to it. You can say, sir, near placatum B, it says a line next to placatum B, it says, unless try finds fault with the IDOs on the judicial aspect, this and that. Or you can say, so 2 lines below placatum B, it says whether demands for POIs made by RGIL and this and that is reasonable. So this way we can look and use these placatums for our use. Right. Let's go back to our judgment. So this is the simple way of you can use the browse by topics. Browse law reports. I'm just gonna quickly go through it. All the journals that we have in India, we have made a digital library for you. So even if you don't have access to all the volumes in your in your house or in the library or where you are, you can access all that stuff over here. Let's say I want to see all the volumes of AIC. So if I click on AIC 2014th volume, that's the last one. I click on that. So whatever that was published in 2014 volume of AIC is available right over here with the party names. If I click on any of this, it will get displayed over here. By now, I'm sure you would have understood that it is all about clicking and selecting. It's not about typing any particular word. Okay, let's go back. How do I go back? I click on this icon, which is 9 dots, and this dashboard comes back. The next thing is browse judgment by court. If I click on this, I can see the judgments by date. What I was doing on Supreme Court of India website, right over here, I was looking for dates, this date to this date. The same thing I can do it over here. I buy this, I can click on Supreme Court, I can click on the years that I want to select. Let's say the current one, 2021, We're sitting in January, so January it is. Which date judgment do I need? I'm looking for. Let's take 22nd. So on 22nd, there were 4 judgments which were decided. On 20th, there were 3. 28th, 2 judgments. Now what is happening is, once you click on any of this judgment, the judgment gets displayed over here. So you're not typing anything, you're just going by the dates which are available over here. Okay? Let's go back to the dashboards. What else can we do it over here? That is browse acts and rules. All the acts are available over here for you. Central acts and state acts and notifications all are kept in one place. Have a look at this. Let me click on central acts. You can go through any of the central acts. Few are kept above the others separately, and the remaining are alphabetically arranged. So anything that is like Aadhaar Act, Arms Act, Advocate Act will be coming in A. But rest are available over here. So let's take Contract Act, because I'm assuming that everyone would have gone through it by now. Let me click on Contract Act. The full Contract Act will appear over here. Now, what is extra in this? If you remember, we spoke about browse query topics, wherein the information was brought in on a particular topic. Something on the similar lines, let me show it to you what is available over here. When you click on the Contract Act and you scroll down in the actual Bail Act, you will see these blue color boxes, which if you have read the Bail Act would agree with me that this is not a part of the original Bail Act. So what are these? Acceptance of offer, forfeiture of earnest money, conditional offer, offer and acceptance, nature and scope, other thing, quasi contract, implied terms. Now all these, when you're reading this, this blue color boxes will prevail throughout the Bail Act. Let me make you understand what this means. Now let's take this one, breach of contract or fraud. It's a supply of inferior quality of product or delay in supply or a short supply amount only to breach of contract and not fraud. Reliance Salt Limited versus Cosmos Enterprises. That means on this point of law, on this point of the Bail Act, breach of contract or fraud, there's one important judgment, and the judgment name is this, and the citation is this. There's another judgment which is available over here. So rather than, we back to the same thing. Rather than looking for all the judgments on the topic of breach of contract or fraud, there's one judgment or 2 judgments in this scenario, in this case, that we have been given to us. That you want to start the search on this, try looking for these judgments. These are more important judgments, and the brief is also given over here. What you read over here, which the part that I've highlighted, that's a part of the judgment. If this makes sense to you, you can click on the citation. This will open the full judgment right over here, and there we have it. And you can go back. Your search is still intact. So what is happening is you are getting all the information rightly available over here. Okay. Mohit, just come in for a moment.
Yes, sir.
Mohit, just do me a favor. In the previous link that we were using, right, the chat would have been, I think, still been active. Can you just go over there and put the link one more time, if in case someone comes again over there, can be redirected.
Yeah, but no new chat has come up, but I'll do that again.
Yeah, because the chat would have been disabled for everyone, but not for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, chat is no longer available because the event is over now.
Okay. Yeah. So, but the chat is visible over there? The link is visible over there?
Yeah, link is visible, sir. We have posted it a couple of times.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, this being done, now this way you can see all the contract. And by the way, when you do a save over here, when you save it over here, this entire thing would also make it a part of that printout. Okay? So you will get this information. You can save it as well. And let me just go over here back. And now similarly, you can browse through articles. You can browse through various other means and methods. You can that what you want to see. You can see all it over here, right? I think we understood the fact, the part where how it works. So I'm gonna stop over here and move to the search part. Let's start with the most simplest search, that is word search. How does word search works? Now, do not write sentences, do not ask questions, do not formulate queries over here, because this is not Google. Google is meant for everyone, so you have to mention that, oh, I want to see judgments from Supreme Court of India on a topic. I want to see, I want the information from the designer world? Do I want the information from the science? Do I want the information about the space? You have to mention everything out. However, in SCC, we all know this is meant for only for legal research, not for any other research. So the words like judgment, Supreme Court and all is not required. Anything that you're looking for, just write the word. Now, just to give you an example, if you want a judgment on defamation, you don't have to write, give me the latest judgment on defamation and all the stuff. Not required. Just write the word defamation. That's it, right? On one word, defamation, and just start search. What's going to happen now is going to search for the word defamation wherever it's occurring. And there we have it. Now, whatever that Jazan spoke in the starting is available over here, the database. It says in a search for 9,246 results, out of which there are digest notes. If you click on the plus sign of judgments, it says Supreme Court, Privy Council, High Court. If I click on the plus sign of High Courts, High Court wide judgment will open up over here. There are a few district court judgment, historical court, foreign cases, international cases, tribunals, acts, bills in parliament, rules, notification, articles, whatever that we have learned, that we have searched till now in the browse, all comes handy in one place. Now, why is this helpful? Because I can select, when I open the judgment, it says Supreme Court, Privy Council, High Court. I can select only one if I want. And how do I do that? It says Supreme Court. There's the only option over here. If I click on that, I click on only, it will just deselect the entire database and only going to show me Supreme Court of India judgments. And then it says 29th of November 1985 and then 2015 judgment, 1960 judgment. I want to see the latest one. You can certainly do that. You can just click on this sort by, like you've been doing in Excel. You sort by the latest date. So you click on the latest first, and you'll get the latest judgment on the topic defamation. You can replace this word defamation with anything. You can search it with motor accidents, public interest litigation, doctrine of eclipse, doctrine of Wednesbury principle, anything for that matter. You just have to change the name, and the search will be same. Okay, let's go back to word search. Now in the word search, this is a one word search. What if you have words which are made of 2 or 3 words? Let me take one example. Like I said, public interest litigation. Now we all know public interest litigation is one word, right? But if I do a start search right now, what's going to happen? Let's see it. It gives me, just look at the numbers. It gives me 65,000 results on public interest litigation, which is good enough. Let's go back and let's try something more simpler, but it has a big impact. I'm going to pick up my search. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put double inverted commas around this. How does that helps me? Let me show it to you. So earlier we got 65,000 results. Now we are putting double inverted quotes, just 2 things, like actually one thing, one small thing. And the results have been reduced by 45,000 numbers. We had 65,000 numbers earlier. Now we're down to only 20,000. What is the difference? Am I losing out on information? Have I lost the information? Am I doing the right search? Why there's so much of difference? The difference is very simple. When you don't put double inverted commas, you're doing 4 searches. One for public interest litigation as one word, then public individually, interest, and litigation individually. So the 3 searches were extra for you. When you put double quotes, you tell the software that I want public interest litigation as it is, as one word. I do not want to search for individual words. That's when you would, get the information which are relevant to you, and extra chunk of information would be, sidelined for you. Okay. Small thing, but does a lot of, does a lot of work. Sweep away a lot of extra chunk from your search. Let's go back again in another word search. What else can we do? Sometimes we have this habit of doing the research on a particular, we have a sentence in our mind. Then what do we do? Excuse me, I have to drink water in between. I've been talking, so just give me a moment. So yeah, we're back. What do? We have when we have a sentence in our mind or on our hands, and we want to search with that. Let's take something funny this time. Okay, we have been doing very serious searches till now. Let's talk about something funny. If something like comes something this like this sentence comes to your mind, and you want to search only and only with this, then how do we search for it? The sentence goes like this: a monkey cannot decide an affair of the forest. Now, this is a sentence which were given to us by one of the senior advocate of the past, and he said, "I just want to search with this. I don't want to have anything. I don't have anything else to search with. So only this." Then what do we do? Like I said, do not search with the queries. Do not write full sentences. Why am I saying that? I can just say it and just say that's my word. You should not do it. But let me explain it. Why am I saying that? When I say you should not write this thing down, because everyone has a different way they, communicate. They write. So it can be a monkey cannot. It can be monkey does not, or the worst, monkey shouldn't have. So I'm not really sure how this particular statement was made. To ensure that I get all the possible derivatives of this sentence, I'm gonna remove the extra words from it. Decide, actually I will want to take the decide as well, because decide is there in all the judgments, decided on this particular date. I'm going to take these three words: monkey, affair, forest. Okay, and just start search. Will it give me results? It better give me results, because I'm just going to make it very simple. And now I've got around 9 results. I can click on this. I don't have to do anything. I just have to click on this, because this is a Control F feature. I click on this. It jumps to that particular word I'm looking for. And there it is. A monkey does not decide an affair of the forest on your screen within, I think, less than 30 seconds. But does this work? Does this feature works all the time? Not really. Monkey, affair, forest were very, very unique words, so we could be able to find it. What happens, if there are something, words which are very common? There's a statement that I'm sure you would have heard, or you will be hearing in the courts in the time to come. That is, lawyers are the officers of the court, right? You heard this statement a lot of times. Now, the same thing applies over here. Lawyers are the officers of the court. Lawyers should act as the officers of the court. Lawyers are considered as the officers of the court. Lawyers are the officers. Lawyers should act like lawyers are the officers of the court. Something. There can be other derivatives as well, right? I can't really think of any more. Now, the same thing prevails over here. If I don't have to write all the words. I have to pick up the main words. Now, when I say main word, what are the main words? Main words which are going to be appearing in all the sentences. So probably the legal words, without which the sentence will be, basically the soul of the sentence. Because what have I taken off? Lawyers are the, of the. I've taken these 4 words, which doesn't make any sense. They're just conjunctions, the connecting words. So I'm going to take the main words, lawyers, officer, and court. Now, if I do a start search right now, what's going to happen is lawyers, officer, court are such a common word that it will appear everywhere. Let's do a search and let's see, will it make sense to me or not? I'm telling you beforehand, it's not going to make sense. There we see, it's going everywhere. It's going haywire. Lawyer, court, officer. Nothing makes sense to me right now. Let's go back. What we can do. Now we remember one thing, that's a sentence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the same thing. I'm going to tell the software that look for these words, but look for these words near each other. Yeah? Because that's how it makes sense. If I look for these words near each other, if they come near to each other, then it will make sense. So when I say near means that it will search for all these 3 words within 10 words. Okay, so lawyer, near, officer, near, court. Just write near, and start search. Will we get the results? Will we get less results? We might get less results because from 9,000 we only have to 243, but there we have the result on the screen firsthand. Lawyers are the officers of the court. So use the word near, it makes a lot of sense. Okay? Let's go back. Let's go to the next search. Now I'm going to quickly go through this. Find case law by section. By now, your 90% of your training is already done. I'm just doing the extra things now. So find case law, find section of an act. So first you have to write an act. So you select an act, Contract Act. Don't write the word Indian. Just write Penal Code, Evidence Act, Contract Act. Don't write the word Indian, okay? You click on this, it will open the full act for you. Select the section. Now, why am I selecting this section? Why am I writing this act? Because I want to see the judgments on this particular act and on this particular section. So Contract Act, section 17, double click on this. And within no time, you'll find judgments on section 17 of the Contract Act from all the courts right available over here. There you go. I'm sorry. There we see. Contract Act 17 available over here. This way you can search for Negotiable Instrument Act, CRPC, CPC, all the things can work out. First type the act name, then the section number, and you're good to go. Okay, let's move to the next search. Find case law by find citation. Find by citation. Now citation means that you might have citation of SCC, you might have a citation of AIR, AIC, Martial Law Journal, CLC, whatever. Whatever you have, click on this drop down. You have a list of all these journals available over here. Depending on what you need. You want CLJ, you can simply criminal law journal. You can click on this. The volume part will come in. You just put in the information available over here that you have with you. Put the page numbers, put a citation, and say click on get citation. It will open the full judgment available to you. Okay. It's not a mandate that you have to have SCC Online citation. You can have any citation and this will help you do that. Select your journal, put in the citation, click on get citation, it will open the full judgment. Okay. Then find by party name. Now find a party name, we have already done this bit. We have not covered the second part, that is search by famous cases names. Sometimes you don't remember the party name, but you remember the title which was given in the court. That like I was saying, Sabrimala case, Babri Masjid case and all. If you have those titles with you, I can show you the list like these. You can simply write it down. So if you write Sabrimala, so it will give you that Sabrimala temple. Are you looking for that? Click on that, find case, it will decode the party name available to you. There we have it. Click on this, it will open the full case. One more thing which I want to talk about over here, which is about the overruled part. I will come to that. Let me just quickly cover the word and phrases, and then I'm gonna end my session on overruled part, and then open the question answer round. So I'm gonna go to words and phrases. Words and phrases are used in case when you want to see a meaning of a particular word. When you're looking for a dictionary meaning or you're looking for a definition of a particular word. Come over here and write the word that is relevant to you, that the word that is looking for. Let's say I'm looking for locust, standi. Search over here and it says the right of a party to appear and be heard on the question before any tribunal, frequently disputed in private bill legislation by what? What means this is the Wharton Dictionary of Law definition. Similarly, if you say estoppel, so meaning of estoppel will come in. And similarly, this will give you definition from the that dictionary. It will give you the definition from sometimes the judgments and sometimes also from the acts. So you can look for definitions available over here. Okay, let's go to find by party name now. Now, what is happening in find by party name? I'm going to look for a judgment which is overruled to show you how you can see a judgment is overruled or not. Now we all know this case, Golak Nath, right? We all know it's overruled judgment. I beg to disagree with all of you if in case you think that this judgment is overruled. Let's have a look. It says a judgment consists of 120 points of law, 11 judges. And now when we say judgment is overruled, is because you don't want to read the full judgment. That's why you say the judgment is overruled. If you scroll down further, I can tell you specifically that how many points of law were overruled in the judgment. Not all, for sure. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that when we are making headnotes, we also make a close, we keep a close eye on how many, how the points of law has been emerging and how they have been citing in the future cases. Now, if you see it now on the screen, it says Constitution of India, Article 368, this point. It has this extra red exclamation mark. That means this exclamation mark means that this point of law has been overruled. If I click on this, it tells me it was overruled in Kesananda Bharti versus State of Kerala. The citation is available over here. So not the entire case is overruled. This point is overruled. But is this the only point? No, there might be more points. So my suggestion to all the students who are attending this session is, whenever you have a judgment, either a citation or with the help of party name, you open the judgment, you will get this 3-column screen. Okay, come to the sub search, that is this. Okay, you can do sub searches about anything and everything. You can go to sub search, search within search results, and you just type the word overruled. This should be your first search whenever you open a judgment. Click on this. What's going to happen now is going to come quickly drop the results, and it's going to give you only the points of law which have been overruled. So out of the 120, only 15 points of law have been overruled. Not this one actually. This doesn't have the red exclamation mark. Maybe the word overruled is coming, that's why it's appearing over here. But all the other points of law have been overruled. And if I click on any of this, you will be able to see in which judgment was it overruled and what point was it overruled. So that's very, very important. Next time someone says that a judgment is overruled, correct that person on my behalf. Take my name and tell them that a judgment is never overruled. It's only the points of law which gets overruled. And if a person still doesn't understand, it's your responsibility to make that person understand by giving him one example, taking one judgment. Like take a Golak Nath case. Everyone will call it. The people I have met during my professional career, a lot of people still say that the Golak Nath case is overruled. They say Golak Nath case is overruled. That's not correct. And today you've seen that. Today you've learned one thing, which you will be able to, tell others, or you will be able to do some extra research. There might be a scenario when you are in the court and you will cite a particular point of law from Golak Nath, and other counsel will shout on the top of a voice saying that, my lord, this person is citing an overruled judgment. That is the time when you will tell them that what research actually means. It's not looking at one judgment and then just shrugging it off, putting it under the carpet, saying that it's overruled. You need to jump in, read the full judgment, or understand the entire judgment, and then come to the conclusion that if something is overruled, is it a full judgment or not? Okay. So I think on this, I think I have one more thing to share. Two more things. One is this. If I click on this, that's case reference feature. I click on this. This is going to show me all the cases where Golak Nath case was cited. So I'll get all the cases which have taken Golak Nath as a precedent. You see, 83 judgments. and all the judgment, it says it was overruled in case from the Bharti. So overruled and all, everything will be there. But it also tells you that if Golnath was cited in any of the case by just one click on this. Second feature is how you can make your own folders. So let's suppose I want to make this folder. I want to click on these icon. Okay, I'm going to click on this and say Government Law College. I'm going to change the name to your institute. So I'm going to say Ismail Sahib Law. Is it Sahib or Sahib? I'm not really sure. Please ignore it. Ignore my ignorance if it's Sahib or Sahib. I'm going to take Sahib right now and just select folder. The folder has been created, and I say select folder. There comes it. I say OK. Now this particular document has been saved into my folder. I take the next one. Similarly, click on this. By default, the folder is the same. OK. And let's take a couple of judgments. You can add whatever that you like. You can add articles. You can add anything. So if it says I click on only articles. If I click on only articles, articles will be available over here. I can add one article as well. Once I'm done with this, how can I access this particular folder? These particular folders. I have to go on this icon, yeah, and click on my folders and click on view folders. Once we do that, it's gonna open another screen showing me all the folders that I've created till now in past or so many years. And by default, there is this Ismail Sahib Law College, and there's available where the 4 entries we have done available where. The reason why I'm showing you this is for another reason, another purpose. That is, when you go for your moot court competition, you have to make a compendium which is a mix of a lot of judgments. 10 judgment, 20 judgment, articles, acts, this and that, which you have to make a submission out of. And you have to also number those pages and then make an index out of it. It takes hours to make that. I'm gonna tell you a simple way to do that. It'll be done in 30 seconds. You make your folders, put it in one folder, come into this screen. There's an option over here. First, you have to select all the entries if you want all the entries a part of your compendium or your submission. And then you come in this feature, that is, let me zoom in a bit for you, on this feature, and then you go to the last that says create case compilation. I click on this. It says what is the folder name. I say just leave it to this, and I say create. I can reorder it if you want to, but I'm running short of time, so I'm not going to get into that. One click on that, and I will get the work which usually takes hours within few minutes. There we have it. The case comment, the first, going from page number 1 to page number 15, and from 16 to 22, that's another document, and 22, 20, 21 has a different document. I can edit this if I want to. Whatever that you want to write, you can write it over here. You can make it bold and all. So you can do that. And if you see the document now, so 1 to 15, there's one document, right? So let's go to this, the document entry. From 1, page number is mentioned over here on the top. 1 to 15 is one document, right? That's what we read. 14 and 15. And from 15 afterwards, 16 is a new judgment. That's available over here. This numbering is continuous. You can take download it from here. You can download it and take a printout. Place the doc table of content on the pages that you have taken, and your compendium is ready. And with that, I am done. Now let's open the question answer round. You can use the chat options in the YouTube. I think I've overshot some time over here. But now, yes, if you have any questions, we will be able to take it now. To the faculty members, if the faculty members have any question, if they want to raise it on behalf of the students, I would also be able to answer that. Faculty members can unmute themselves and ask the question directly. If not, then the student will take the questions from the students from the chat box.
Thank you so much, sir. I really cherish the session, as does the participants who has been watching today. I hope everyone found this session enlightening. Participants, if you have any questions, do ask them. We had love to hear from you.
Okay, let's see if we can have some. Mohit, was there any question earlier in the chat box? I don't think so. There was any question earlier as well, I believe. See, it can be a reason that this session, so there can be two reasons, okay? And one reason can be that everything is all clear. If everything is all clear, then it's one story. And then other thing can be everything is crystal clear. If everything is all clear, I'm a bit scared, because that means that everything that we talked about is just vanished. If everything is all clear, then I'm really happy. Then I think in that case, we will think that this time that we have devoted we all have devoted towards one common cause has been was meaningful and was productive. But that being said, I believe if there's no question right now, there might be questions in the future. That is something that that we can never hide from. There will be doubts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my email address of my entire department, which means that you can reach out to us directly and get in touch with us. So give me a second. I'm going to share my details. There's no question right now. There might be questions in the future. That is something that.
Chetan, I've shared the email ID.
Oh, okay, great. So I'm going to share it on the screen. I'm going to share it on the screen so it's visible to, because the students can't see the chat.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm going to just. So this is this is my name, and I have with me Mr. Rajesh Raina, Mohit Singh, and Jyoti. So you can reach out to us. The names are just for your reference. However, its ID learning@scconline.com is common for all of us. If you send an email on this, we all will receive the email from via this particular email address. We have access to this email access. You can reach out to us. In case you want to talk to someone, then there's a toll-free number available that you can call up on, and then you can talk to them and take all the help that you need. Okay. By the way, for the students who have joined in late and they're wondering that if they have missed out on the initial part of the session, this video was getting recorded on YouTube. So the link that you have joined from, just once this meeting gets over, you just give it, I think, another 5 minutes or so. This video would be available as a playback for you. So those who have joined in late, like I just read a message by Rutuja that not Rutuja but Abdul Karim, that he joined in late. Abdul, you can simply go back to this video after we end this live live event, and then you'll be able to see all that that we discussed in the session. Yeah.
Sir, I hope everything is clear, not crystal clear. Looks like we have covered everything. With that, I would like to request Primary AP Sir to present the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. I am Anup Mugli, coordinator, lead for this activity, Ismail Sahib Law College, Satara. In front of you, propose vote of thanks of one-day interlead collegiate workshop on Supreme Court cases online training. First of all, I express my gratitude towards today's resource person, Honorable Sri Chetan Singh Gill Sir, Manager, Learning Department, SCC Online, EBC. Thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance. Also, I am thankful to Rajesh sir, Mohit sir, Jyoti madam, and their technical team. I am also thankful to our principal, Dr. Sujata Pawar ma'am, for organizing such an informative and knowledgeable workshop for students. I am also thankful to all teachers, advocates, students who come under Lead College of Shivaji University, Kolhapur for their participation. I am also thankful to our teaching and non-teaching staff of our college. I am also thankful to our anchor, Aisha Bhagwan, for anchoring this program. Thank you for one and all. So, with the prior permission of our principal ma'am, I declare that this program is closed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, all the students, and thank you, Aisha, for being a great host. I think we'll wish to see you all again, and we wish to have more queries coming in for all this. I think the students can't see me right now. Just give me a moment. I want to show my face at least to all the students. Just give me a moment. I'll just do that. So I believe, wait a sec. The students will be able to see me at least. Okay, they can't see me. Anyways, I think it's a hard luck. I can't show myself today to all the students, but yeah. Thank you so much on behalf of the entire SCC Online team. I would thank all the students and all the faculty members who joined in and help us make this session a success. With this, we end the session now. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, Sujata ma'am. Thank you, Anup sir, and thank you, Aisha.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
Sir, thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye.